Hey everyone, this is LuckySevenDX. Welcome back to Let's Play Okamiden. In the last episode, Chibi and Kurow, they escaped the Goryo before it fell to the hands of the Water Dragon, and they've learned that Kurow is going after Orochi's blood in order to basically gain himself a new vessel. A vessel even more powerful than Yami was back at Okami, and we need to stop him. So, meanwhile, while Amaterasu and Susano, because we're in the past, this is where they, in Okami, they take down Orochi. We're actually going to be working behind the sidelines to try and stop Akuro's plan, just as Okuro is behind the sidelines trying to use Orochi's death to his advantage. Now, the cool thing about this segment is we get to learn more about the backstory of Susano's journey through the Moon Cave to go rescue Kushi. As you can see, unlike the current Susano we knew back then, and also, by the way, if you remember, Susano was the other character who was like, "Hey, doggy, I know you from before. Don't you remember me?" And Chibi was like, "I've never met you before." Well, Susano's meeting Chibi for the first time now. Once again, it's kind of like the whole situation of Nanami, so the whole time travel thing once again coming into play. But Susano, as you can see, 9 months ago, he was kind of a big coward. But the interesting thing you can see from Okamiden is that, 9 months after Okami, Susano's become pretty brave. Like, he doesn't really show any traits of being a coward back in Okamiden at all until, you go back to the past. You have old Susano. New Susano, though, he was the brave one. He was the one who was inspiring Kuni, which is already pretty cool. Fido, I forgot they call his Amaterasu Fido. Fido and the Bug. It is cool. I mean, we actually will get a chance to see Amaterasu in this game as well. Now, there's no sort of interaction between the two, unfortunately. But hey, look at that. We also get to learn more about Kuni's backstory. And not like, as we already know that he was adopted. We already know that Kuni has revealed already that Susano found him one day. But it turns out the day that Susano did find Kuni was on the day he went to go slay Orochi. So, does this have... the big question is, the day he fought Orochi, does this have any significance of why, Kuni was found on this day? Who is Kuni? His backstory, we know he's found here, but we still don't know where he came from. So there's still a lot of backstory filler, but it's kind of cool that we get a little bit of details onto where, Susano found Kuni at least, and he saves his life. Obviously, there's no, this is kind of anticlimactic, because we're from the future. We know he survives. But, I don't know. Any special reason why he was found near the Moon Cave? Who knows? Who knows? The question that shall be answered in the future. But this is where Kuni was rescued. Chibi, he's so happy. He's doing a little dance. He's such a talented little dog. I love how, by the way, Susano makes that comment about demon fighting pups. Because, just look at Okami. Look at how many demons, there are, dog fighting demons there are. Dog fighting demons. Demon fighting dogs there are in Okami. It's just absolutely ridiculous. They're just all over the freaking place. Anyway, we're going to take Kuni to the Moon Shrine, because unfortunately we don't have time to look over a little kid right now. But unfortunately, demons, they want to fight us. But Susano, as you can see, he's a coward when he can be. But when he needs to step up, he does step up. He's brave. He's like, you know what? Screw you, demons. I'm going to kick your ass. But unfortunately, we're actually going to kick his ass. So, we get a little scripted fight here with a couple of these demons. Obviously, nothing too big. We handled these guys more than easily enough last time. I suppose it's just like a little introduction to fighting Kurow, I guess. It's been a long time since we've fought Kurow. We've had Nanami for a few episodes now, so we're finally back to fight Kurow. Actually, the last time we really fought Kurow was way back in the underground ruins, because the time we had Kurow on the Goryo, there was no fight there to do it all anyway. So it's actually been quite a while since we fought Kurow. We've had a fight with Kagura and what's her face, Nanami, before we had to do these. Anyway, easy demon liver though. We're going to want to collect a few of those throughout our travels here as well, so we'll be doing just that. And then we'll make our merry way. But, yeah, as you can see, even with Kurow, the whole partner help thing does not really work out very well. Once you get these demons, it's either, you pick the damage stat or you pick the partner help. It's really hard to get both of them, at least for me. I mean, maybe it's not that bad. But Susano's got to quickly run there. I'll leave Kuni if the priest runs the Moon Shrine. And and then he'll come back, and we're all gonna go to the Moon Shrine together, and hopefully kick. Well, he's gonna kick some Orochi, but we already know that. I mean, we've seen the future before. We know that Orochi's gonna get his ass handed to us, but we still have to go through there and find a Kurow. That's gonna be the big thing we need to do. Anyway, Susano, he's all pumped up now. He's rescued a kid. I mean, come on, how badass is that? How badass is that? You rescue a kid right before you rescue your girlfriend. Just like, yeah, that's a good way to, just something a little warm up. Hey, I rescued a kid, now let's go rescue my girlfriend. It's gonna give you some momentum. It's gonna give you a little bit, you're gonna get a little worked up there. But yeah, we're gonna make our way to the Moon Shrine. I do love that pose, by the way, from a little bit ago with Susano, Kurow and Chibi, they're ready to tackle the Moon Cave. I call it the Moon Shrine. It's the Moon Cave. Close enough. We can go back, despite there being a portal here. We'll never be able to go through that, unfortunately, because obviously this is where we need to be. There's more of these gargoyle guys. They're just a pain in the ass. I'll just go ahead and kill this one, just because he's obnoxious. Die. And then we're gonna make the long. Boy, this is a long route over the Moon Cave. Gee, could you just drop us off a little bit earlier, or a little bit later, Mr. Cutscene? You know, maybe like right in front of the Moon Cave or inside the Moon Cave. Why did they make us walk this long path full of gargoyles? It's so unnecessary. But as you guys can know, these guys who we can actually talk to, they intend to be shopkeepers. So look at that, we actually get an old demon. The demon shopkeepers will now be the 9 months ago version, which is kind of cool. Nothing really new to buy, but just kind of cool that they have shopkeeper versions of these guys now. So we're gonna go ahead and save, prepare ourselves for the Moon Cave, and now we're going to go ahead and start to tackle it. Gonna be a few episodes as usual, you know. 3 seems to be the magic number for like dungeons, especially in handheld games in general. I've always noticed that 3 tends to be the magic number. So I'm anticipating probably around 3 episodes of the Moon Cave, and then we'll be able to see what happens from there. Will we be able to stop a Kurow? Is this the final area of the game? That's the big question. Will we succeed in stopping a Kurow? That's the other big question. Those will have to be answered in due time, guys. But for now, we're gonna actually purify this land because there's a treasure chest under here. And while it's not really that important at all, because all it's gonna end up being is an Ami toy, which is kind of that's the one thing I don't really get, because we're 9 months back in the past, right? So where do all these masterpieces? I mean, why are there toys of Amaterasu? She hasn't done anything yet. She's not a hero yet. She didn't save anyone yet. So, I don't know why there's toys of her yet, especially masterpieces. How the hell did Isun get masterpieces sent back to the past? Like, half of his Masterpiece Part 4 is in the present, and then half of his Masterpiece Part 4 is in the past. That doesn't make any bit of sense. Speaking of which, though, we actually are going to finish Masterpiece Part 4 in this dungeon, in case you guys are curious. So we'll be able to get the reward for that quite soon. As you guys remember, there is a barrier blocking the entrance, so this actually was an event back at Okami. But we're going to have to destroy it now ourselves in order to get through, because obviously, you know, no simple barrier is going to stop us. So I guess this is kind of a little bit of a refresher on this mechanic, since we haven't really seen this since Kuni. Susano's going to give us Susano's kind of like the new Kuni now, it's kind of funny. But Susano's going to go ahead and slash this barrier, and we're going to have to help him out with a power slash. So I love that little voice clip, by the way, the "hoo-ya" thing that Susano does. It's just, I think it just sounds badass. But there we go, barrier defeated. That wasn't too hard. That was actually pretty easy. So yes, we've after about 8 minutes, we've finally been able to access the Moon Cave. Boy, that'd take a while. But we're finally in. We're gonna have to, but there's actually more to go. We're actually gonna have to work our way inside the inner part of the Moon Cave. There's still an outside part we have to deal with, and that's what we're going to be dealing with in the majority of this episode. We also get a rather random cutscene here. I think this is supposed to make reference. It's supposed to, if you played Okami, if I remember correctly, this is where Amaterasu falls into the ice cave. And I think this game is supposed to make you think, oh no, we're about to fall into the ice cave. Well, that doesn't actually happen. Now, whether or not the ice cave is in this game, I'll leave that up to surprise for later. But no, we make it across there perfectly fine. And we're going to have to find our way inside the Moon Cave via other means, because I believe the Ice Cave was how Amaterasu found our way inside the Moon Cave. I don't really remember the Moon Cave very well in Okami. It's been a long time since I played that game, to be honest. But we're going to actually have to fight some baddies first, because there's going to be a few new enemies, actually, along this route. The first one being, this is like the new version of the Fire Eye, in a sense. At least I consider, because you're going to find like 3 of these, actually. They're called, this is a Fire Beast, and there will be an Ice Beast and a Thunder Beast at some point. Now, they'll have 2 attacks. One of them is they're going to be, like, sort of charge around and the side of the arena, which is pretty awesome, the whole charge around the side of the arena thing. And you can use Wind to stun them as well. Wind does stun Fire, actually. I never really mentioned that, but even the Fire Eyes, Wind will stun them. Ow! That's a painful, that's like 2.5 units of damage. Ow! You can also use Rain, and as you can imagine, Water Spout is actually his weakness, so if you want to get the item at the end, you do need to use Water Spout in order to get it. As you can see, if you get it, you actually get 2 demon skins. A little bit disappointing, you'd hope it'd be a demon liver, but alas, it's not a demon liver. The later ones will drop demon livers, though. Just like the Fire Eye only dropped demon bones, and the rest of them drop demon skins. This one only drops demon skins, the rest drop demon livers. So why is Fire considered the weakest of the 3 elements? I don't know, but apparently it is. Anyway, these demons here, they're standing guards. We can't get through into them quite yet. We're going to have to find a means to get in there. And, well, we're going to have to follow along this path in order to find said means. I mean, come on. Where else are you going to find them? It's a pretty linear game. There's really only one path to go. So, it is a pretty linear game in the end. I know a lot of people actually call that a flaw, but, you know what? I really don't mind linearity in games. Heck, I enjoyed Final Fantasy 13, so that just explains. Oh, actually, I haven't beat it yet. Ironically, it's the part of the game that got non-linear that actually turned me off. I kind of enjoyed the linearity of Final Fantasy 13, honestly. I don't mind it. Everyone was like, oh my god, Final Fantasy 13 is so linear, it's so bad, but whatever. Anyway, this thing's called a three-phase top. Now what this thing is going to do is, as you can see, it's a combination of all three of the elemental enemies from before. So you'll find it's basically a fire eye, a thunder ear, and ice lips, all wrapped into one package. Now the way you get the item from it, the drop from it, is you use whatever element, you use the weakness to whatever element it currently is. So it's the thunder ear right now, it's the thunder ear form right now, and it will use the attacks of all three of the different forms as well. So it's pretty much all three, pretty much completely wrapped up in a bottle. But it was the thunder ear, so I used the wind. If it was still the fire eye form, I would have used the rain, obviously. And if it had become its ice lips form, I would have used inferno in order to get the item from it. But as you can see, it does drop a demon liver, so you do want to get the item from that if you can. These guys, you might remember them from before. They're we fought a variant of these back in whatchamacallit, wherever Kurow was, the playhouse. So, but they will actually take 2 slashes instead of 1. So make sure you slash them both. And actually, I actually got both of them that time, so 3 slashes instead of 4, saving some ink, always pretty cool. Be careful though, because not only are they more durable, they'll actually go after your guidance line first and then attack your guys. They'll actually try to stop your guidance line, and they'll stop you. They'll stop you doing that. So they'll cut your guidance line. Your guy won't be able to move anymore, and then they'll attack him. So you do want to stop them, not even before they hit you, but before they cut your line. This is the way you go about defeating them. So basically, the moment they move, just start power slashing them. It's really the simple way to do that. Anyway, as you can see here, we actually have a segment of, doing more mask drawing. And I'm going to draw an upside-down face. Because Kurow was being a douche earlier, he wet his panties, and I didn't actually finish that. You know what? Be right back. I'm going to actually try to get this one good. Give me a second. I think that one's good enough. I don't know, I was like, you know what, I've spent like a couple minutes drawing this. You know what, that's good enough. So we're gonna give Kurow an upside down angry face this time, because you know what, having an angry face, a derpy face isn't good enough. Your face has to be upside down because you're just that backwards. I don't know, let's say the demons notice the fact that, hey, your face is kind of upside down. And just for consistency, we're gonna give Chibi an upside down troll face as well. So let me go ahead and draw this one properly. I'm trying to draw like the whole meme happy face, but that one really didn't turn out that. And I don't even have enough for another eyebrow. I hate how limited you are with ink. Yeah, give me a bit. That face isn't bad. Yeah, we'll go ahead and keep it. I'm taking way too long doing this. Alright, so there we go. We have our upside down happy face and our upside down angry face, just because I couldn't really think of anything original. Oh, I'm done drawing these faces. But yeah, Kurow, you were still being a douche before and you're getting your panties wet, so you're a panty wetter, so you get an upside down angry face. Because you know what? You said my drawings are bad. I'm always going to hold a grudge against you, and that was a horribly drawn guidance line. I'm sorry, Kurow. I have a grudge against you, so I draw bad faces, but I don't have a grudge enough where I want you to let you die by evil, sheer things. I forgot the name of these enemies, actually, off the top of my head. But, oh, he did actually cut through my line. That's not cool. So there's an example of him cutting through the line, I suppose. But let's go ahead and kill this one, and we can kill the other one in the process. So, die, you demon, die. Thank you very much. Anyways, we'll go ahead and draw a line across to Kurow to keep him all fine and safe and dandy. And we'll go ahead and make our way inside now, because now that we have masked, the demons will let us inside. We actually get some pretty funny comments because of this. I'll go ahead and talk to them and let you see the funny comments. But we'll finally be able to make our way inside the moon cave, and we shall see soon what we'll find inside. All the crazy adventures we're going to have, because once again, we're now under disguise of the demons, and it seems to happen often. I was hoping to see if there's more ink over there, but there's no more jars over there, so I didn't want to go back any farther than that. Yeah, we want some fresh air. We're good now, though. Let's in. Little pig, little pig. I love this guy. He's like, you're the kind of demon that can scare... You're ugly. He just called Kurow ugly. Kurow's like, hey now, man, I'm not ugly. And the demon's like, what the hell is wrong with you? Yeah, what is wrong with you, Kurow? We're under disguise here. Don't blow our cover, you dummy. Anyway, believe it or not, though, we're going to actually have to start a giant sort of trading fetch quest in order to get through here. Because as we're going to see in a little bit, we're going to walk over here to where Orochi's, the path to Orochi is. And this demon's going to be like, yo, dude, you can't go here, because knowing us together. But we will be able to sneak our way past, if we fulfill his requirement. He does want some of Orochi's secret stash, so we're going to find Orochi's secret stash in order to get this guard to let us through. Whether or not it's intentional or not is up for debate. As you can see, there's also like a little elevator thing in the middle here, but there's water here, so we can't get down there quite yet. Actually, should have gone the other way. And there's also another merchant over here. Don't really care for him, so we're just going to ignore him for now. But yeah, there's an elevator here, but the thing's flooded for some strange reason. So we're going to have to find a way to deal with the water as well to access the other floors of this moon cave. So we need to find Orochi's secret stash. We need to find a way to drain this water. Lots of tasks are ready for us to do in this interior of the moon cave. So really the only place we can go right now, though, is this door. The little marking up there, it means 4. There's sort of 4 floors. So this is floor 4 right here. Each one's going to have a room, basically. There's 1 room per floor. And this room is actually the prison. So there's a bunch of humans captured here. We're also going to have to try to rescue them, but we unfortunately don't have a key. Although it looks like there's a key over there. So, well, let's try to get it. And then you get smacked in the face, because there's a giant blade guarding it. However, if you see the magnet there, you realize magnets, how do they work? And you'll move the key that way. So we get a key for these cells. However, it's unfortunately not the key to these cells. It only works for one particular cell, which we're going to see in a little bit. It's actually the end cell. So, unfortunately, it's not the master key. It's only for one single cell. So we're going to find another key to free these prisoners and rescue them. That'll be something else we're going to do later on. So many tasks to do. Now we have to find Orochi's secret stash. We need to find a key. All sorts of craziness. This one actually does open up, though. There's another keyhole in the back. That's weird. What would that keyhole open up? Like, this doesn't seem like there's anything here to open up. Well, if you run these switches here, you'll see that the water is going to drain, which means we'll now have access down a floor. So, in each floor, basically, we have to find a way to drain the water further in order to access to the lower floor. That's going to be our task to do here. And it also opened up the door to floor 3, as you can see. So now we can head down there and access floor 3. So yeah, let's go, Kurow. We're going to go ahead and take care of this. It's going to be all fine and dandy. And suddenly, Kurow gets trapped in prison. Well, crap. It doesn't matter which switch you put Kurow on, by the way. It'll always trap him no matter which one it is. And as you can see, we're going to need to get that master key, not only to rescue these prisoners, but to rescue Kurow. So what are we going to do? We've lost Kurow. Find out next time, guys. LuckySevenDX signing out. We have a lot to do in the Moon Cave. See you next time. Bye-bye.